explode. The pagan revival. Why witchcraft is exploding among teens.
I like the way you said exploding. Oh, yeah.
Here's my question. How much does Hollywood play a role in this stuff?
I don't know how much Hollywood has to do with it, only because if you look at the data, 80%.
Which y'all love to do. Y'all are huge fans of data. They're at Living Waters, Ray Comforts.
Of Gen Z and millennials are starting to believe in some sort of paganistic rituals, whether it's astrology, ancestral worship, or crystals. And that's also the generation that tends to not go to the movie theaters. But what's more interesting than that is that TikTok tends to be a place where ancestral worship, crystals, astrology becomes like a very prominent thing. I mean, there is a lot of viral videos and influencers that love to provide potential answers in this paganistic worldview. So I can't help but wonder if social media is a driving force for this rise in New Age paganism.
Well, I don't think you need to wonder. It definitely is.
That's such a good point, Oscar.
It definitely is. That's right. You don't need to wonder things. Just decide that you already know.
Okay. So this is the Living Waters podcast. I don't know if you're familiar. Ray Comfort's got an actual podcast where he sits down with his not nerdy friends. They're not nerds at all. You're nerdy if you think they're nerdy, because they're just the bee's knees. And I guess they're talking about the rise in witchcraft in recent years. And this kind of like goes with something else that I kind of want to touch on in a little bit, where so there were some people in the atheist community that were actually wanting to kind of like push this idea of what's called, what they labeled as spiritual atheism. And it was sort of widely rejected, it seems, by the community for, I would think, obvious reasons. But I kind of want to get into that video. It's a young lady who makes atheist content, and she's like, I'm out of here. I'm done with these atheists, mainly because she got the pushback for wanting to coin the term spiritual atheism. Anyway, but we're going to get into that later. But I am Brently. Actually, just, anyway, I'm Brently, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. Forgot I don't have to say that part anymore. Kind of did that on purpose too. It's going to take a minute to get used to that one, that's for sure. I don't know how long I've been doing this, saying the same thing. Anyway, all right, let's keep going on this video.
Seriously, I forget that like TV is not what it once was. I mean, that was our generation growing up. Everything was, through the influence of TV. Of course, you have music and different things like that. But man, social media has just, it dwarfs anything television or movies, might have by way of impact.
I would say that we have a rudderless generation. And a rudderless generation.
Oh, what? What is it? Oh, Kevin. Rudderless. Okay. Yeah. Rudderless. Okay. Yeah. I did not. Thank you. I did not hear that at all. That was not going to be the word that I thought he said.
Can be blown about by every wind of doctrine. And we see the wind of doctrine mentioned in 1 Timothy 4, 1-2. The Spirit speaks expressly that in the latter days some shall depart from the faith and begin listening to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Doctrines of devils?
Now, look at he's all proud of himself.
I said it with all that emphasis.
I love that emphasis, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I gotta stop saying that joke. He's saying it now. All right, not Kevin, stop me from saying emphasis ever again. I'm not. Yeah, seriously. Holy shit.
So anyway, that's one of the signs of the end of the age, that some shall depart from the faith. And that's why it's so tragic that the modern gospel produces so many who depart from the faith. They put their hand to the plow and they go back. They're Lot's wife who look back. And the Bible says the latter end becomes worse than the first. The pig goes back to wallowing in the mire, and we know why a pig wallows.
God, they have like their own way of speaking, don't they? Like like everything that he said so far is some kind of like little Christianese. Like you have to, it's some kind of like, it's almost like when Nikki and I just start talking in movie lines, and everybody's just like, "What the fuck are these people talking about?" And we just, we'll just do this back and forth of like 80s movie lines, and it's just every 2 seconds is another reference. And if you don't know 80s movies, they're just like, "What the fuck are they saying?" But like that's what it feels like here. Like it's just this is all like referential commentary that nobody understands except people and their very specific interpretation of Christianity.
The mire, it's not because it's unclean, it's to cool its flesh. And when you have a false conversion, your sinful nature is not crucified with Christ. You still live after the flesh, and you have to go back to the world to cool your flesh.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
Scripture
cool it.
says that you'll be seduced into doctrines of devils or
Devil doctrines. That's what I.
demons.
Mark, do you see a Romans 1 dynamic at play in this, the suppressing of truth and unrighteousness?
Yeah, and you notice it also says there in Romans 1.
You notice the people that just decide that God's not real so that they can keep doing the stuff that they want to do, that they know that God wouldn't want them to do it. Do you notice that? Is that a thing you notice?
That they are a thankless people. And that's really what we have today. We have a generation of people that are thankless. They don't know who to thank.
Dude, like if you're seriously talking about the New Ager type people, and they call it witchcraft, but I mean, let's be real, they call pretty much everything witchcraft, right? But like specifically, they call like the crystals people and all that type of woo-woo stuff, whatever. They call that the whatever, like witchcraft, right? But those people are very thankful. I mean, they literally have like gratitude rocks and stuff. They have like gratitude crystals, right? They got gratitude like meditations. They got gratitude. Like gratitude is a huge part of like new age type stuff, because it's like, it's less about being thankful to a thing, right? And more about just being thankful that you have the things that you have, because then it kind of flips your mindset from like a state of lack or like feeling like there is lack in your life to a feeling of abundance, or feeling like, hey, I can't believe I have all the things that I have. So it kind of like flips the way that you think about things. And that's just all over the place in like new ager type belief systems.
And they've suppressed who they are to thank, and they end up thanking themselves for what they are able to create. I think
That's it. Yeah, I just thinking so. But like, what do you mean by ourselves? Like other humans? Because like, yeah, I think humans, dude. Like it's so weird when they're like, you can't be thankful for stuff unless you're thanking God. And it's like, dude, I can thank the people, right? When good example is Nikki yesterday, she like made us dinner, right? I thanked Nikki for dinner, right? Because she made the dinner for me. And so on and so forth. Any type of situation where we go out and we do things, we tip people quite a bit, because like we're thankful to those people that are helping. And we always say, hey, thank you so much for all the help that you did. To all the human beings, the people that deliver our food, we give them tips, go outside, say, hey, thank you so much. Do you need anything? Shit like that. Like I thank the people, the human beings, the folks that fucking exist, that those are the people that I'm thanking.
think that people, obviously, the more you resist the truth, you harden your heart, you become stiff-necked, you quench the spirit, you push them into a corner, and you are seduced by the same voices that whispered through idols are whispering through horoscopes, astrology, and tarot cards. But it's the same demons, it's the same voices, maybe masqueraded with a different mask.
We learned a lot from.
My God, what does that even mean? Okay, so it's like saying that the demons from the idols of the past, the statues or whatever that people were worshiping, that God apparently of the Old Testament thought that was reason enough to like genocide entire countries, entire civilizations, and everything like that. But like, these are the same whispering demons that are whispering through the tarot cards or whatever the fuck. My God. No, it's not that. It's just superstition, and y'all try to like somehow draw a distinction between superstition and your belief in an undead carpenter ghost that you think lives inside your heart that you pretend to cannibalize, but other people are superstitious, not you.
The Apostle Paul and how he reached the lost, and that he wouldn't just condemn them. He would look for the longings of their heart and find a way to find a redeemable aspect and point them to the gospel. And as a matter of fact, C.S. Lewis also did the same thing. At his time and age, he's vastly known for talking with atheists, but he actually has this quote in which he was more hopeful talking with a modern day pagan. He basically called them a pre-Christian. And so he said,
He called him a pre-Christian. You guys are halfway there because you're willing to believe things that are unreasonable. So it's a little easier to talk to you guys since, since we're kind of working with the same lack of framework of epistemology, it seems.
Pagan, as history shows, is a man imminently convertible to Christianity. He is essentially the pre-Christian or a sub-Christian because at least he is
sub-Christian. That sounds so dehumanizing. They're sub-Christian. Okay. By that, I mean, they're far below us on the totem pole there. They really should be like shining us Christians' shoes. Okay. That's really what pagans ought to be doing out here.
is a religious man. He was kind of taking a jab at atheists at that time. And I think what's happening with...
He's not very good at it. And he really is not good at just any of it. Really, read Mere Christianity. It is not good. It's not good. And they act like C.S. Lewis is this like godhead, not God, but a godhead of apologetics or whatever, and it's just, he's not. It's terrible. They're not good arguments. They're wow, yeah. It's crazy that they're still using the same arguments from like 200 years ago. It's like, my God, yo, like, do you know how much science has like progressed since then? You don't think maybe you should update some of your arguments? But no, of course not.
This new culture of an interest in these pagan rituals like ancestral worship and crystals and astrology is that something inside of them is telling them that materialism is not all there is. That there is something transcendent out there, and they're trying to grasp onto that. And so, in other words, I think this young generation has a longing for agency in a spiritual world, and they're just turning to the wrong mechanism. So the point here is not...
I mean, okay. So some of what he's saying is, I mean, it's all wrong, but because I would say that like the reason that a lot of people end up going towards stuff like this is usually same as Christianity. There's some kind of like desperation involved. Like a lot of times people get into the woo-woo stuff is because they can't fucking afford like the actual medical science that our country makes it so impossible to access sometimes for certain people of a certain budget, and so what do they do? They're not just going to do nothing. They're going to be like, well, let me just, what else? And that causes you, that desperation a lot of times causes you to be more open to things that you would not have been open to. And since you really need to feel like you are doing something to get rid of whatever this, this health problem is or whatever, like you're going to open your mind up to these healing crystals and shit like that, or other just pseudoscience, woo-woo nonsense healing shit, right? And I feel like that is a lot more to do with it. It's a lot more a failing of the of late stage capitalism at this point.
Not just to laugh and mock at our pagan neighbors, but to look at their hearts, to find the longing, and to show them what they truly long for is what they were created for.
That's what they were created for. You really need to say this like a creepy guy that's like telling you something that they think is really important, but it's really not. And they just sound creepy.
And that is to worship a holy and great God.
Holy and great. He's greatly holy. Right there. Okay. Let's see who's here. How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling all right? Y'all are looking great. Y'all drinking your water? Serious, you got to drink water. You will starve, but for what? What is the starve word for water? Just die of thirst. They don't have a word like starve. We should come up with one of those. Yeah, it just makes it easier to say. But you got to be drinking your water. That's my point. It's you will die of thirst if you don't. You only got a couple days too. Okay, so seriously, drink your water. Guarantee. You know, they say like 9 out of 10 people are not drinking enough water. How many people are here? Drink water. Okay, everybody, stop right now. Go get a glass of water. Come back, because you know we look out for each other's health around here. That's what we're doing. Anyway, who's all here? Let's. I forgot what I was doing. John is here. What's up, John? How you doing, dude? It's good to see you. Gisela is second. Well, let me say for John is first. Okay, because we do a competition here, because these are so fucking random that nobody knows when I'm going to go live, and I don't do that on purpose. It's just kind of just the way it works out. Anyway, but Gisela is second. What's up, Gisela? Said, I'm just in here to say hello. I have to watch the Norway-Brazil match instead of being here, unfortunately. I get it. I get it. That's a very important. What is it? Pickleball? Is it a pickleball thing? Probably, right? Pickleball's a big deal these days. Yeah. So, yeah. So Gisela's got to watch her pickleball game. And all right, who is third? Michael. What's up, Michael? How we doing, dude? What's going on? All right, Michael was third. All right, got our running. That's pretty great. Then we got Cruise Ship. What's up, Cruise Ship? How we doing, dude? We got, let's see, that was John was first. People walking around ready lists. Those giants. Yep. Just knocking into everything is what they're doing there. Tons of mice. What's going on, dude? How you doing? Hell yeah. What do I say? So, but I'm not thankful enough to my third wife. She pelts me with a gratitude rock. Well, luckily they're pretty small from what I understand. No bigger than a dime, typically. Although I think maybe they can be as big as you want. I don't know. I don't know the rules on the gratitude rock size portion. You know, I don't know. So I use tarot cards for bookmarks. Rude. Okay, rude, man. You know, somebody could be changing their future with those suckers, and here you are just using it to read a book. Better not be any like prosperity cards. I mean, you could do that with death. That way nobody dies. You know, that you just steal them from somebody's deck. That way nobody will die, right? Because if you take the card from the deck, nobody that gets a reading will die, right? That's how that's got to work. Can't die if you can't pull the card. That's how it goes. What's up, Justin? How we doing? Justin Harris, what's up, dude? Hello, God. Oh, God. Okay. God, Christian here. What's up, dude? How we doing? Liar, lunatic, or Lord? That is the good question, I guess. I would go with probably lunatic. Probably somewhere between lunatic and liar. You know, because not all liars know they're lying, right? There's I feel like there's something in there, but it's pretty delusional to think that you are the son of God. It's pretty delusional. Anyway, Tori, what's going on, Tori? How we doing? What's up? Yeah, that's the right. That is the Lewis, one of the mere Christianity things, and I feel like he didn't really answer that question. Well, of course he would say, "Lord, he's my Lord." Of course, but like how he got there, he doesn't really say. It's just sort of like a lot of really bad logic that he seems to have. I hate the reasoning. It's bad reasoning. It's the logic is always the logic. The reasoning is what can be bad there. Anyway, Cruise Ship, what's going on, dude? So he sounds like a very poor Dark Knight Joker impression. He kind of does. That is true. I knew there was something with that voice. I'm like, dude, what does that sound like? What is that voice? You know. Anyway, Deviant, what's going on, Deviant? Doing all right? So these folks and their obsession with people's hearts is really concerning. No one touches my heart unless they're a cardio surgeon. That is true. You know, that's I'm hoping that it's a metaphorical touching of the heart, but they're all about human sacrifice, you know, and blood magic. So probably not. And now that I think about it, you know, just given the whole human sacrifice, pretending to cannibalize the guy and everything, drinking his blood and shit. I don't know. Probably you're probably right. They're touching actual hearts, like Dahmer style, you know. Anyway, so do you know a dude named Dixon Miaz? Oh, good one. Dixon Miaz. Okay, Bart Simpson, you nailed it.
Hey, anybody, is there somebody here named Dixon Miaz? Dixon Miaz. Dicks in my ass. Is anybody, where are the penises in my butt? I mean, sorry, I said it wrong that time.
That's like what he's trying to get me to say. Good one, dude. Brilliant. You're a grown up, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are a grown up. Like I can say much about that.
Like what you're saying, Oscar, like we do need to be careful in all these things. It's easy to just have a mocking spirit or attitude, but it's like, man,
Yeah, for me, definitely mocking spirit. That's what I do. You know, sort of my whole bag.
and that's who we once were, maybe in another form, but we were once lost.
I like the way you worded it. There's like a thirst for transcendence, right? There's a thirst for spirituality. And so there's a drifting, a gravitating, use that word, towards anything that's spiritual, as long as it doesn't include repentance. One person worded it like this: astrology gives meaning without surrender, tarot gives guidance without holiness, and manifestation offers control without a king.
Hold on, I gotta look at these again. That is, it's so funny when they try to set up the religion like it's just so different and special, and then they're like, theirs is wrong because it's not ours. Like, how many times? And then I swear, I'm gonna start. I actually got my setup so that I can start doing the TikTok debate thing and be able to stream it here. So I'm gonna start doing that. Point is, how many times, like, have you heard people bring up the argument that like this, but Christianity, when you go, how do you know that that's the right religion? I should start with that. That's what this is an answer to. You go, how do you know you got the right religion, right? And they go, well, out of all the other religions, this is the only one where God himself sacrifices himself for the people of earth. You know, no other religion has that. Therefore, it's true. That's how their mind works as far as like watching. It's like, okay, so as long as you pick a thing that's like that just your religion does, that no other religion does, that means it's true. Like, how does that account for the truthfulness of it? Like, all you're saying is that it's different than all other religions. But if I just find something different within Buddhism or Hinduism or whatever, like, would that then mean, because like Hinduism is the only religion where like there's whatever millions of gods, right? Does that make that one true? Well, I mean, it's different than all the other ones in that one particular way, right? But they seem to think, you can never get anywhere after that. They're just like, yeah, but he sacrificed himself for everybody. That Christ is the only one to ever do that out of all the other gods. Yeah, but why does that make it true? They got nothing.
One person worded it like this: astrology gives meaning without surrender, tarot gives guidance without holiness, and manifestation offers control.
Okay. Astrology gives meaning without surrender. Already not true. That's just it depends what your reading is, man. Like, because there are times where, you know, you get the right combination of cards or whatever, or astrology, I guess, whatever the thing is, because they will say to surrender. You got to surrender. Stop trying to force life. Stop trying. You know, it's called non-attachment, right? And like Buddhism and stuff, and it's a concept that sort of like overarches all of these belief systems, the New Age, the woo-woo type stuff. And they will absolutely, or I think it's Taoism. No, I think it's not Buddhism, it's Taoism. But it's just a concept that's sort of like just sewn through all of these belief systems, right? And surrender is absolutely one of them. I think the concept is a bit different. It's not surrender to God, right? And surrender to like, oh, I got to obey everything, because their whole thing is just all about obedience, right? It's not about that. It's about like, stop fighting life. Stop trying to make everything the way you have to have it be. It's like, relax. You don't have to have everything be exactly the way that you like want it for that second. Like, just let what is it, like, just be, and then just figure out what you can do from there. But if you can't control something, don't freak out. There's nothing you could do. You're just wasting energy and making yourself suffer for no fucking reason. Anyway, then tarot gives you guidance without holiness. What the fuck does that even mean? That just means nothing. Like you just like maybe they think that it does. Maybe they think that the cards are holy in some way. Like holiness is just like a nothing word. That just means like it's what special to you for religious reason. Like I don't, you know what I mean? It doesn't really mean anything here. Manifestation offers control without a king. Again, okay, so what the hell does this have to do with anything?
Control without a king, right? But only Christ gives life. Only Christ gives truth. Only Christ gives meaning to.
This is not true. I mean, it's obviously not true. Only Christ gives meaning. No, so only meaning that you have decided that you want in your life, but anybody can decide what is meaningful to them in their lives. Like anybody could decide that, man. It's not, you've just decided that Jesus is what is the most meaningful. You've allowed someone to prescribe their meaning for you because you apparently can't decide your own fucking meaning. So you got to have it prescribed by somebody else, which is just kind of sad, if you ask me.
These things that we are experiencing on the daily. We hunger and thirst for a transcendent understanding to what is happening around us.
Yeah.
And only the Christian can make sense to it because we seek after repentance, not just spirituality. We're spiritual beings. And as spiritual beings, we try to fill that hole of spirituality with something. And this is why the world is vomiting everything up before you. And
speaking of filling holes and vomiting, I didn't know where to go. I just wanted to say that. I'm not gonna take this into anywhere gross, okay? Because I could easily. I feel like I could take this somewhere gross from that, but I won't.
Fortunately, the young generation especially is willing to swallow that.
Stop saying stuff like, but you're filling holes, now swallow it. Stop, man. Stop. I'm not, AdamandEve.com is not is not with us anymore here, okay?
Regurgitation of whatever it is. If it's not
back to the regurgitation, what the fuck? This dude is obsessed with filling holes and throwing up, dude. I feel like this is saying a lot more about you. His Rorschach test. Somebody filling a hole and the person whose hole was filled throwing up. Like, what happened to you, man?
Not dealing with God. I think the reason that so many are flocking to the dark side is because the devil tempts us with that which our sinful nature desires. You look at the works of the flesh. Galatians 5. Now, the works of the flesh are evident: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, and then sorcery is in there. The key is to...
And then sorcery's right after that.
That's okay.
The flesh. Galatians 5. Now, the works of the flesh are evident: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness.
What is uncleanness? What is that? And you got those dirty hands, never washing their hands after they come out of the bathroom. And that people can tell, right? If you I'm going to the bathroom and you're back in like 2 minutes flat, you didn't wash your hands, okay? And that, God hates that shit, okay? Wash your hands after using the bathroom, okay? Especially guys. Guys don't like to do it.
Idolatry, and then sorcery is in there. The key is to understand that sorcery is among the works of the flesh. So witchcraft and all these things we're talking about offers a religion with no moral restraint, which is what you brought up. And that's why it's so attractive. And that's why so many people, you say to them, are you a spiritual person? They'll say, yeah, I am a spiritual person. Spiritual.
It's cool to say that.
Yeah, it's got a...
It's cool. Vastly depends on the community that you're part of. If you're in a community of physicists, not cool, dude. Not cool. I don't care how much TikTok you watch. If you're in the academic physics, consensus of scholarship community, you're not going to think it's cool to be spiritual.
Trendy.
Paganism is not just in the fringes, as we've been talking about with crystals, astrology, ancestral worship.
I know. It's like, it's funny you pick up on that, because like, I swear to God, I feel like that's exactly what's happening 90% of the time anytime I watch any Fundie tube at all. It said, Deviant said, they're literally talking while saying absolutely nothing. It's fascinating. Every word has a meaning, but when they put them together, it becomes meaningless. It's fascinating. I know, right? It's crazy. If you put the words that each have meaning in the correct order, removes all the meaningfulness. It's crazy. It's like, my God, how funny. Jesus.
Paganism has made its way into the church as well. It snuck its way into the church through soft gospel preaching. But even in some of our most theologically conservative churches, I've seen how we slip into a paganistic view of the world. I've said this before. I was at a men's conference here in Orange County. A prominent, fantastic pastor who we've quoted on this podcast. I remember him getting up in him.
And just so you know, the F slur for trying to terrorize the queer community, that's not allowed here. So you're in timeout until you can stop saying slurs. Got it? Cool. All right, back to the fun.
Talking about the world and simply saying, like, we don't need to worry about it because it's all going to burn up anyway and we're going to be out of here. That is paganism. That's Gnosticism. It's at least having one foot in.
What are you talking about? That is literally Christianity, dude. Like, that is what's going to happen. You're literally telling people to look forward to death, to look forward to the end of the world. Like, they're literally saying, like, don't ever advocate for your rights. Don't ever advocate for your workplace being safe with better hours and good working conditions. Don't ever do that. You should just put up with whatever the master, quote unquote, according to the verse, that they are nodding to, which is actually literally about slaves obeying their fucking masters. But somehow it turns into like workplace. You need to put up with your boss, even if he's a jerk. But yeah, no, y'all are sitting there waiting for the world to burn. And how many times do we hear that, like, oh, but God put humans as the, what do they say? They use a particular word when they say that, like, humans are in charge of Earth and everything. And since humans are in charge of Earth, damn, what is the word they use? Anyway, it's okay that they let it burn, basically, and it comes up a lot of times when we're talking about climate change and shit like that. And they're just like, hey, we're allowed to fuck up because God made us to be in charge of it all anyway, but Christians used to take that to mean like, hey, we need to protect the environment and take care of it because God put us in charge of it. And so it's our responsibility. But so, modern day Christians, especially these hellfire brimstone types that are just looking for the end of the world, they're just like, whatever, it's all going to burn up anyway. God's not going to let anything happen to the planet that he doesn't want to happen. So, who cares? We don't need to stop doing anything. Let these capitalist tech bro oligarch weirdos destroy everything with their data centers and everything else.
To a Gnostic view. And so I think we also have to be like faithful Bereans, aware of paganism in the pews. That might make people feel overwhelmed. Like, I have to know
paganism in the pews. Affirm Films presents Paganism in the Pews, coming this fall.
Paganism, I have to know Gnosticism, I have to know what ancestral worship is and crystals. There's so much to read and to know to protect myself. Actually, all you have to do is know the word of God, so that when these counterfeits sneak into the pulpit, sneak into the pews, when our neighbors claim to be Christian, but they start talking as though they are not, we will recognize instinctively the counterfeit Christianity that's all around us.
Oh, okay. So as long as you just know the Bible, not like there's like thousands of interpretations of the Bible or anything. Yeah, that's it. I love it too. I was just like, I was writing some stuff down to like respond to some arguments for a video and everything. And like, when I was looking at, so it was just funny because like so many times these people said, the scriptures are clear. The scriptures are clear. And I literally could find two people that said the scriptures are clear, referring to the same scripture with two opposing points two exactly opposite points that they're trying to make from the same fucking scripture, both saying the scriptures are clear. It's like, clearly they're fucking not.
John MacArthur said, Satan is most effective in the church when he comes not as an open enemy, but as a false friend, not when he persecutes the church, but when he joins it, not when he attacks the pulpit, but when he stands in it.
Oh, man. Satan is most effective. Why are you quoting John MacArthur? That dude was a piece of shit, man.
What does scripture say, right? So Leviticus 19:31, give no regard to mediums and familiar spirits. Do not seek after them to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. I love the fact that he highlights defilement.
Oh.
You know,
I love the defilement part. That's my thought. Just personally, I'm a defilement kind of guy. Okay. I defile stuff constantly. I'm not allowed back in that Walmart. As a result, they said that I was defiling the couches when I was just like, I just wanted to see what JD Vance was talking about, you know. Anyway, but I'm not allowed back in the couch section of that Walmart, Super Walmart, by the way, the kind with couches, you know, talking about.
Isaiah 8:19-20. And when they say to you, seek those who are mediums and wizards who whisper and mutter, should not a people seek their God? Should they seek the dead on behalf of the living? You know, so many
should they seek the dead? Like they're making fun, like they're making fun of the New Agers by like consulting tarot cards or whatever. When they think it's so much more reasonable to have the undead carpenter ghost live inside your heart that you pretend to drink his blood once a week. But it's crazy to consult, quote unquote, the dead on the other side. It's just funny because like the stuff they're criticizing is just so goddamn close to the shit they believe. And theirs is even weirder if you actually like think about it. I know the familiarity we have in here in the US and in the West with Christianity kind of like makes it not seem as weird, but it's fucking weird. I mean, it's blood magic, right? It's human sacrifice. It's weird.
Passages that deal with this issue. Jeremiah 10:2, thus says the Lord, do not learn the ways of the Gentiles. Do not be dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the Gentiles are dismayed at them. Like he's saying, you're being lured into allowing your lives to be affected and impacted by superstition, but that has a demonic element. That's what a lot of it is.
We're not saying that certain things like this don't work. We're not saying that you can't experience something spiritual.
Wait. You're saying that, hey, look, I'm not saying that the magical healing crystal can't make your cancer go away. It might do it, but it'll be a demon that's healing your cancer. And I feel like most of just everybody be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm cool with it. Is the cancer cured? Okay, then yeah, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like that's
something supernatural. Even I think that comes into play, right? Satan often disguises himself as an angel of light. So
everybody drink. Holy shit, they say this so frequently. It's unreal. That's our drinking cue. Kevin's about to be wasted. He has very low body weight, so it's we can't. In other words, and he stays strong with this game, dude. Just so you know, Kevin always plays. Just as soon as that is, he has pre-shots set up like ahead of time of vodka. What is it? Deep Eddies is what he's got. What's the flavor? Tea? Really? The tea? What? Really? That's like the worst one. Never mind. I'll get you some pineapple one later. Yeah, they have pineapple now. I know. It's crazy. It's really good. Just ready to go for whenever somebody says Satan comes as an angel of light. Knocks one back, and so should you. What time is it? Is it too early to be saying to do this? It's like sometimes I'm at 10 in the morning. I'm like, everybody drink. He said Satan comes as an angel of light. Everybody get your 10 o'clock a.m. shots going. Here you go.
What do you say to the individual who says, no, you don't understand. I tried this and it worked. Worked what? It brought me peace. I had closure. I heard the voice from my mom when I met with that person. We went to the crystal ball. I did it and it worked. And now they're convinced that what they now believe is true based upon that pragmatic experience.
Isn't that the same way that you like talk about your religion being true? It's like you're doing the same thing. It's so crazy too, because they're like, oh man, but I've like had subjective experiences where I felt like I felt the peace of Jesus. But then when other people do it and it gives them peace, like, yeah, but you're wrong though. Yeah, but that's not real. That's the devil. For like that's fake devil peace, bro. Okay. You got to try the real deal Jesus peace that when really it's like if it gives them peace or whatever, like fucking leave them alone. They can have their thing. It's so weird. Instead of acting like they're all fucking demonic for just believing a thing that's different than yours.
As opposed to truth. Where's the first place you go to try to maybe talk them off that ledge? I talked to my mom who died, right? How do we talk them off that ledge and bring them back to a focus of the word or on God?
Hey, what's up, KC? How we doing? What's going on? Hell yeah.
And listen, that's evil. What you experienced was maybe demons.
I go to, first of all, validating that experience was probably real. I do believe, like you mentioned earlier, Mark, there is a real element there. There are demonic entities at play.
What do you think? Demons are out giving people peace? Like, what the fuck? Like, I thought, like, this is where I just get so confused. Like, they're like, no, yeah, demons do have power too. And it's like, but I was always taught that, like, the demons only had the power to, like, hurt people, right? Make them sick, make them feel bad, make them doubt Christianity's true, whatever the fuck, right? All negative things, right? Like say, like, all the demons are making you feel peace, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of demons are those? Like,
yeah, I'm just a peace demon. I know all the other demons make fun of me, but the people that I mess with, they actually love it. So I'm actually cool with what I do, even though I'm kind of the laughing stock of the demon group here.
They're probably expecting is for you to debunk that happened to them. So I don't debunk it. I say, in fact, this is what Scripture says. Satan's real, that he's alive, and that's what that is. But you're on the wrong
the
side.
Bible says that demons make you feel great, okay? And that's why you don't want to have them around. Fuck, this isn't working.
Side of messing with this stuff.
And you got to be careful.
Yeah. Great talk, you guys. I was.
Great talk, you guys. You guys make me feel so great. That you're really the only friends that I have because let's face it, I'm pretty weird. But
really personally edified, which is unusual during our podcast.
Dude's talking about dying. You know what? Let's not talk about your personal edification here. All right. Maybe save your masturbation stories for later. Okay. I don't want to know what you do to yourself like that.
This video is part of the Living Waters podcast. To watch full episodes and explore more content.
Yeah, I bet y'all didn't know they had a podcast. Did you? Because they do. The Ray Comfort Podcast. And it's great because there's zero him repeating himself to people on the street that he then takes out all of their responses and answers to all the questions that are so important to him. Anyway, oh God, is he staking out? Because didn't they change the law? Did they just recently change the law because of this stupid religious freedom bullshit? So now they can literally harass people going into a medical facility. So of course, that's like one of the first people to be like, I got to film myself like getting in the way of a medical procedure that's illegal in like most reasonable countries, we'll say. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Okay, so I don't know, a little bit ago, I covered a video that was just god fucking awful. It just was the worst possible video I think I've ever seen. It was this guy, Jake Monroe. And he clearly had like nothing planned. Like he rented out a studio, had shitloads of money and everything to do this, whatever the fuck it was. And then he just sort of like looked at his phone and was like doing this like performative, just saying right-wing talking points. It was so embarrassing and bad. It was awful. Then but apparently he also went on Tim Pool and didn't have his makeup though on there, which is kind of funny. Tim's like, can you tone down the makeup? I don't want people to think that you're fucking weird. Okay, so keep the makeup off when you come on my show. But now here he is talking to Jesse Lee Peterson, and I could only imagine how that conversation would go. So that's a contender. We'll just say, I don't know how y'all feel about that. Some people like watching those videos more than others, so I'll leave it open to what y'all think. I guess I could make a what do you call that? The thing we all vote, a poll. I guess I get to make a poll. What's this one? This dude's been cracking me up lately because he's all about demons, which is kind of like my favorite thing. Are video games demonic or sinful? What the hell are you talking about? Is that an either or type of thing? Because I feel like you could be both those things. Like, anyway, where are we at here? There's something else I saw that I wanted to talk about. Alex Jones tried to warn everybody, but they're coming. Power of us for decades, people hiding their evil acts, and oh my God, he's talking about Bohemian Grove. Okay, hold on, I gotta watch this for a second.
The elite pedo rings.
He was the guy who told me about Epstein's Island more than a decade ago.
Like took one of those like conspiracy videos. So let me start back. Sorry, we don't have to watch much of this. I'm just my curiosity is piqued now.
Alex Jones,
because it's like so many people that have told me, like, he got everything right. He got everything right. He did. And it's like, no, he didn't, man. Like, he did the stuff that he said. I almost feel like a lot of the stuff that he said that could arguably be said is happening now was because like the wealthy and stuff, like they secured their ability to be able to do the things that he was talking about, you know, but almost like with the big pharma and stuff like that, they would be like, oh, you know, it's all for making money and all this type of stuff. And they're like, so we're going to fix it. Right. And then they literally make it worse. They literally make it so that like now there's even a bigger financial motivation and even fewer regulations that like keep medical pharmaceutical companies like in line and shit like that. As a result of them being like, the COVID thing was just too loose, too fast. There's not enough regulation. So we should get rid of even more regulation. That's how it's completely backwards. Anyway,
has been trying to warn all of us for decades. He's accused powerful people of hiding their evil acts in plain sight.
Now I have to get the shit Bohemian Grove information out. And then
there's
was also
God, look how young he is. Wow, that's weird. Like a 17-year-old Alex Jones.
about Bohemian Grove.
He warned us about the elite pedo rings.
He was the guy who told me about Epstein's Island more than a decade ago.
Clinton took multiple trips to Epstein's private island where he kept young women as slaves.
They fly famous rich scientists and politicians, and they compromise them with underage girls.
Police infiltrating protests to turn them violent.
Alex Jones had a great video called 9/11, The Road to Tyranny. It was the first time I really understood that agent provocateurs are a government strategy.
He even warned us about Bill Gates.
Yeah, it's demon sounds the same as it's aliens. Have you seen it? There's a lot of videos where they'll literally say, all the aliens that everybody's talking about, those are actually demons. Some of them will take it an extra, like a whole nother level of stupid, and say that they're the Nephilims. They're Nephilims. That's the giant things, you know, from the Book of Enoch that made everybody feel like the size of grasshoppers. That's who's flying the Tic Tacs up there and shit.
And I've seen Bill Gates say, we've got to get this down to zero. And he puts his clicker and puts an image of a human up there.
Most people dismissed him.
What?
A lot of what he said was absurd.
Gay people, I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
How are you going to sound that now? You're going to like listen to this guy and be like, yeah, man, he's right. First of all, one of the main reasons why this tends to happen so often is that Alex Jones said so much bullshit just so frequently. I mean, he streamed for 4 hours every day. You know, I think it might have even been more than that because like they had the after party, whatever, you know, for the members where they basically just try to hawk their supplements that are all trash. Just like, you need some chalk to swallow. You want to swallow some chalk? We got the chalk for you. But like, he would talk so often for so long that the amount of bullshit that he would say is obviously, I mean, it would be insane if like you couldn't find true things out of like that amount of bullshit that he's saying. It's not like he knew they were true when it was happening. A lot of it is like based on rumors and stuff like that. And like nobody had any specific facts. And if you're just saying that everything is true, then you know what I mean? You can't really say that thing, the one thing that he actually got right, was right, because it was like sandwiched in between bullshit upon bullshit upon bullshit. So like, it's just a hindsight bias, basically. It's like where you got all of this stuff that happens, and then you look back in the past and go, oh, hey, now that we know that this is true, look, he was actually right about that, even though he had no actual evidence to be able to demonstrate that that was accurate at that time. It was just once we did have the evidence, oh, well, then everybody goes, oh, well, see, he was right. And it was like, dude, it's just a coincidence, literally. I mean, it's just the way that the numbers would have to work. Coincidences have to happen, man. It's actually more weird when they don't ever happen.
Prominent he became, the more these warnings took their psychological toll, sending him spiraling deep into alcoholism.
Amber, well, you need a sandwich? You're looking for a sandwich? Well, I'll tell you, Publix. Do you like subs? Because Publix has a mean sub. Said what? No, really? They're Trump. Never mind. Don't go to Publix for any of it. Really, they support Trump? Fuck. You mean I have to go shopping now? I have to like actually go to stores to do shopping. All right, sorry, I just didn't know that.
Which pushed him to even more erratic behavior that would one day destroy him completely, almost like it was done by design, by the very people he warned us of. Because over time, piece by piece, parts of what he'd been saying started to surface.
I did take those plane trips with him.
But by that point, it had already...
I did take those plane trips with him. I did.
Cost him his entire...
Yeah, and fuck Bill Clinton, dude, for that shit. It's crazy when they like, you know, it's just the way that Republicans do shit, right? They're always just like, the Democrats did like just recently. And it's like, okay, yeah, they shouldn't have done that. But half the time it's like they're saying the Democrat did a thing after you're saying that a Republican did a thing that's like 10,000 times the thing that they're saying the Democrat did. But like, like for a good example would be like when we were, they were talking about how like politicians personally enriching themselves is bad, right? And they always want to point to Nancy Pelosi, right? Which, don't get me wrong, like she did do insider trading, and fuck that lady. She should be removed just for that. I mean, she needs to be removed for her fucking age, period. But like for that too. But like her net worth is basically just over $1 billion, right? But like Trump made $2 billion in a single fucking year. And y'all want to point to Nancy Pelosi. Go fuck yourselves. It's just so irritating how like it's just the weighted, it's just like all off, dude. It's crazy. It's like it'll be like basically nothing on the Democrat side that they're pointing to, while their people are like the most corrupt, like insanely, obviously corrupted. They're like, they're all corrupt over there, you know. It's like, oh my God, really?
Life and reputation.
I don't know. It is not going to work. That you are going to
made obviously by husband.
Oh man, I forgot. Did we watch this? I can't remember if we watched. I remember one thing to watch this. I think we did watch part of it. I think he was so drunk, you could not understand. Look at their face. It was so embarrassing. And Tim Pool was like trying so hard to not like make him angry. So he's like, yeah. Right, because of right. That's what I was. You guys agree with what he said? Somebody repeat it back to me and then respond so that we can all be on the same page here. Did you get what? You didn't get it either. Okay. Right. Yeah. No. We all decided that we agree with you, Al. you got it. You really do have that big brain in there, just swimming in alcohol at the current moment. That's all.
You see, Alex Jones wasn't always in his entire life and reputation.
I don't know. It is not going to work that you are going to...
made obsolete by our creation.
You see, Alex Jones wasn't always such a mess. He wasn't this alcoholic Adderall addict saying whatever he can to get clicks.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I've watched Alex Jones. I say that like I've been watching him like on purpose. No, I used to watch Alex Jones and be serious about it. Like I literally, before I knew anything about politics, I thought that I would be getting my political fill from listening to his shows. To it, I didn't ever walk away understanding anything. It's not like when I watched, like the Majority Report. Now I actually walk away from that show knowing how things work better. But anyway, before I used to watch it a lot and everything. He was always insane. He always broke down and started screaming at the fucking wall at least halfway through the show, I'd say. And again, it goes on for hours, so you could probably find a lot of footage of prior to that. But he's always been crazy. What the hell are you talking about? It just used to be a little bit less partisan. Like it used to be more about like not just the Republicans not just the Democrats are the bad guys or whatever. Like everybody, the whole system is corrupt. Which I think was what made him a bit more appealing at the time, because it felt like he was like kind of like outside of the political discourse, right? He was just like, no, I'm looking at everybody from the outside and go, hey, they're all corrupt, whatever. But like he clearly like shifted over time and moved towards like, no, the people that are more blatantly corrupt and everything, those, and doing all of the stuff that he accused them to do. It's so embarrassing. Like, I don't know how you could do this, but like blatantly doing all the things that he says that the powerful elites do. Meanwhile, he, votes for and advocates for the billionaire that he put in the White House, who was funded by the world's first fucking trillionaire. Anyway, sorry.
In fact, in 1995, Jones was just a local Texas news reporter, and he was pretty handsome and eccentric, although still grounded and tuned into reality.
God damn it, tons of money. No, I'm not. Your face is what Alex Jones's biggest. Fuck you, man.
He liked a bit, but not too much, and he was proud of being in good shape.
I do drink some alcohol, though, and I probably should quit doing that because it makes me fat when I drink 2 or 3 beers before I go to bed.
His driving...
Dude, doesn't he look just like that guy that got killed by Chucky and Bride of Chucky? Damn, he's like the old comedian. Really, really good comedian too, from what I understand. He was in Three's a Company. God damn it, I can't think of his name. He's in Bride of Chucky. Everybody should know him from that, right? That's not the most popular thing that people would know him from. That's the most popular thing I know him from.
Force back then were his worries about expanding government power.
Okay, I don't care about Republican Democrat. I care about getting my taxes cut. I care about getting government cut.
His biggest claims to fame back then...
Yeah, they're both Republican things. But yeah, not about Democrat or Republican or whatever. I just don't want taxes for rich people or me. And I don't want government to really even be there. That's can we just have... bloated billionaire capitalists rule us all? Can we just do that? Just whatever they want is what's right?
And was when George Bush had him dragged out of a press conference for challenging him while...
Jack Ritter. Ritter. John Ritter. Is it Jack Ritter? Jack Ritter. I don't think that's right. Is that really what his first name was? Jack Ritter. I feel like Ritter's correct. That part is accurate.
Being governor of Texas.
Sir, shouldn't we?
I know. Or is it John? It's so funny. We're both like having the same conversation in our mind. Something Ritter. Jack Ritter. I guess Jack and John are somehow they can be both or something. Aren't there people named John that could also be named Jack somehow? I was never really sure how that works. Apparently, it's a nickname for John or something. I don't know.
Abolish the Federal Reserve and the
It's
CFR.
John. And John Ritter. Thank you for that cruise ship. Appreciate it. That's it. W.C. Fields. See. No, nothing in the way of that at all. Yeah.
He was convinced
No.
that governments everywhere by nature.
How old are you, Tons of Mice? Holy shit. Talking about W.C. Fields. That guy's like right after like movies got sound. He's like Tons of Mice is like 230 years old over here. Fucking Lestat's ass watching the show.
Are controlled by a shadowy group of elites. But back then, it was the Council of Foreign Relations he mistrusted most.
That's the real reality that none of you will talk about, most of you are members.
Through history, governments have always been dangerous. You know, a certain elite controls everybody. Until we realize that Republicans and Democrats are the same people at the top, two sides of the same coin, puppet A and puppet B, we are not going to effectively change this until we are honest about who we're up against.
Back then, Jones
That's
had
right.
no idea
God
who he
damn
would
right.
one day become. The U.S.
I mean, and to a degree, see, this is the thing about a lot of conspiracy stuff is that, you know how they say, like the Christians would say, well, the devil tells you just 1% truth and 99% a lie. Like that's a lot of times, like there's a lot of times some kind of something that these conspiracies are based on. But of course, it gets like wildly misunderstood and they don't get the details. So it ends up sounding like this like magical thing or like that the oligarchs or whatever, the oligarch elitists, whatever the fuck, those people have like the power and capability of doing things like that movie Escape Room or the movie The Game. I feel like those are just pretty good examples of like what people like. They would literally think that they would have that kind of capability, being able to like mess with people and control events and all this type of stuff in order to to that level, to that degree, be able to control things. And it's just not accurate. First of all, you got too many competing motivations, right? Because billionaires tend to not really get along with one another, hence like what we saw with Trump and Elon Musk, where Elon Musk literally said, hey, you're never going to see all the Epstein files released because Trump's all over them. Like that was like kind of our first and he was right. Because I guarantee that was something that he knew, but he's such a spoiled little brat that can't work with anybody else, that he's willing to burn the whole thing down just because he doesn't get his way,
Presidential candidates would invoke his name on the campaign trail, and he had no idea how this success would eat away his sanity and his entire life, driving him so deep into alcohol abuse that he just became unrecognizable, and that the warnings he gave us would eventually turn to psychosis. But to understand Alex Jones, you have to understand that back in the day, he was an early...
I don't understand. So these guys they just make faces. That's their job. It's just we mirror your emotions as you're watching this video while saying literally nothing. Do they chime in at any point here? What the fuck?
Genius of the internet. Someone who adopted it before anyone else, realizing it could give InfoWars unlimited reach. The reality is, it wasn't a prescient move anticipating the web's domination. It was solely because he was...
The 9/11 prediction.
Oh my God, there we go. We finally made it. It's been 3 minutes straight of like not them talking.
This one to me. To me is insane.
The stuff in the frog, water turned to frogs gay is pretty crazy.
That probably was
that's in
going
our
on.
water too.
It's like that's pretty nuts, man. I don't know. It's weird that you're saying he just now decided to start being an alcoholic. They said insane things, because pretty fucking insane, dude.
Guys, I just put my phone number into this website and look at all the information that came up.
All right, and we're time to go. I was just curious where that video was going. Let's oh my God, wait, Tucker, on hybrid entities in positions of power. What the fuck does that mean? Hybrid? Hold on. Damn it. It's so clickable. Why do they make everything so clickable? Like, I gotta know.
Hybrids, people who are part human. I mean, every society has always thought that. Every religion is the basis of every religion, the basis of Christianity. Mary gets impregnated by God. Okay, so like...
What? What are you talking about? Like, he's saying that, hey, everybody's always thought that people are half some other entity because God got Mary pregnant, which is fucking weird. Don't get me wrong. That is just a weird, like, part of that religion. Not that, there's stories like that about Zeus and stuff from before that, but like, Was she a hybrid? Would you call her a hybrid after that? Because she was pregnant with God's baby. now she's half God? Is that what you're saying?
People are like, oh, that's a crazy concept. Really? Islam,
what?
Judaism,
what?
Christianity all believe that is a thing.
I don't think they do, dude. I think I feel like you got some splaining to do, bro.
Okay, so let's just say that is a thing.
How?
And I don't know to what extent that's prevalent. There are people who I know personally. I'm like, oh, let's get a weird vibe on them. I'm like, what is it? But I don't know.
What the fuck?
And I don't know to what extent that's prevalent. There are people who I know personally. I'm like, oh, let's get a weird vibe on.
He's just like smiling.
I'm like, what is it? But I don't know. Of course I don't know.
It's creepy. Okay.
And I try not to speculate about it, though some of them are like really weird. But
you're talking about people being hybrids and that being a normal thing because it's part of every religion, and you don't think you're one of the people that are pretty fucking weird?
I don't think that the world is the sum total of human decisions, if that's what you're asking. I don't think that. That's clearly not true. We are being acted on by supernatural forces at all times.
Acted on. That's the word I would use, to acted on. Fucking what?
We have agency. We have free will. We can go along with it. We can resist it. Those are our decisions to make. But they're often made under pressure, sometimes duress.
Then you can't make the decision, dude. If your decision is made under, if somebody puts a gun to your head and says you have to do a thing, and you go, okay, I'll decide to do that. You did not decide to do that, man. That's that. You no longer had the free will to do that as soon as the gun was involved, or any kind of coercion. Because a lot of this stuff too, if he's talking about like people being acted on from unseen forces, then how the hell do you even know? You could think you're making a decision that you're not actually making, because you're being acted upon by like magical demons that are like manipulating your thoughts.
And it's not as simple as we just decided to do it. There's a lot going on. And I one time had, I don't get much flashes of insight, but I did once have this flash of insight. It's never left me, that when we die, we'll sort of see everything in its entirety and like realize there's like all this stuff going on around us that we didn't even know.
And it's crazy how much like beliefs are just wishful thinking. They're like, wouldn't that be cool, man? To like, after you die, it'd be awesome if you could just like be like, oh man, there's all this stuff that I didn't know that was happening around me in my life, because I was still living, right? When all the evidence points to like, you can't experience stuff. You don't have the vehicle that does the experiencing. But it's just like, man, I think after you die, you're going to see all the stuff that you didn't know about that happened right around you in your life.
You can sometimes feel it. You get moments where you feel it, but most of you don't feel it. You just sort of, you're like,
it's that deja vu, right? That's feeling the matrix changing or whatever.
What shall I do today? What shall I make of my life today? Like you're living in a vacuum or something. But it's absurd. Of course you're not living in a vacuum, dude.
I know, man. That'd be weird. You just fuzz bunnies all over the place. Every so often, it's just like whirlwind, just like a tornado, just like, you start flying. It would suck living in a vacuum, if you ask me, man.
And in all human history, you're one.
Oh, not that. That's not what he meant. What kind of vacuum? All right, you're too many words. Okay, I'm not following. All right, well, just tell me afterwards. Okay, it sounds like it's a whole thing.
You're like less than 1% of people who ever thought you were living in a vacuum. There's so much going on. Yes, there is a God. This is not the result of a spontaneous bang. It's just so dumb.
Okay, that's it. You're right. It's a magic man in the sky that is the result, and it's not a bang, dude. Like, that's just what we call it. It's an expansion, dude. Jesus Christ. And it's exactly what we have evidence for, dude. We don't have evidence for anything else. Zero scientific, demonstrative, empirical evidence for anything other than the expansion of the Big Bang.
It's so dumb, and no one has ever thought that because it's demonstrably false.
What is demonstrably false? Wait, what?
Vacuum, dude. And in all human history, you're like less than 1% of people who ever thought you were living in a vacuum. There's so much going on. Yes, there is a God. This is not the result of a spontaneous bang. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb, and no one has ever thought that because it's demonstrably false.
And no one has ever thought that. I don't even know as if his words are like making sense on like, you know, a language level anymore. What the fuck is he talking about? Nobody thought, he just said that nobody thought that we actually came from the expansion of the Big Bang. Like, what? That's what he's saying? Nobody actually thinks that? What, they're all just pretending to think that and writing it down in science books, but for funsies?
And I do think attitudes on this are changing really, really quickly. I mean, I grew up, I can't overstate how secular the world I grew up in was, or how secular my family was, or like I am a product of.
Your mama's demonstrably false. Pah! Your mama's face is what's demonstrably false, Tucker.
Post-war America, for sure. I'm not a boomer, but I have a lot of the same bad assumptions that boomers have. And the main bad assumption is that, like,
that right-wing stuff is correct, but anyway.
We're the product of our choices. And all of this is just like ours to decide. Like we can just, you know, we're all blank slates, and it's so stupid. But
I'm so confused. What in what context, man? Like, we are all blank slates on this. I thought that was like the American way, according to like right wing. You can be whatever you want as long as you work hard and concentrate and focus and get yourself in order and learn from your mistakes and just keep, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Okay. Like, isn't that like the right winger thing? Like, you are a blank slate, according to like their, like, what does he mean? So now we don't have free will? Like, what the fuck is it? Which is it? Do we have free will or don't we? Because you just were saying we do, and now it sounds like he's saying we don't.
But the older I get, the more, and I talk to people, I realize that people, it's not just me, like other people's views on this are changing. Of course, there's a spiritual realm. Who told us there wasn't? Like, what are you even talking about, you idiot?
Wonderful argument. That is so good. I guess I gotta believe that the spiritual realm is real, because Tucker would think I'm an idiot otherwise. And he just said, of course it's there. Of course. I mean, what else could be there? I mean, really? That's my Tucker impression. That's the only one I can do. What is going on? What is happening here?
You know, young people get it. It's crazy. Young people, I'm not saying they're all Christians. A lot of them are, actually.
Mm-hmm. Is this guy going to say stuff? You're going to say, hey, buddy, long-haired surfer dude, you're going to say, like, words at some point? You want to chime in here?
But they're way more spiritually aware and spiritually open than I was at, say, 25. When I was 25, and I was married, I had, like, a job, and, like, I was a responsible citizen, like, relatively speaking, though I was drunk a lot.
I mean, I was responsibly wasted all the time. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, what was referred to as a functional alcoholic. In other words, needed to drink every few minutes, but I could function. Okay, body got so used to that shit that it just nobody even noticed. Couldn't even smell it. Yeah, my body just processed the fuck out of that shit. I was 25 years old. You know, I don't got a body like that anymore.
But I spent like zero time thinking about anything like that. And the 25-year-olds I know, including the ones who work for us, they think about it all the time. Oh. It is a totally different generation in a much better way than ours was.
I wonder if, you going to talk now, buddy? I wonder if he's like trying to like nod towards that like bullshit that, you know, all the fundies are trying to say, that like there's like this rise in youth belief in Christianity or whatever. It's like some data point or whatever that demonstrates that like the younger generations are like more Christian than they were before. But that is not true. That's it is absolutely a data They're fudging some numbers there. Let me just say. So what it is it's just not declining quite as fast, but still declining. But it slowed down a little bit, and they're like, they're all safe. All the kids are safe these days. It's like, no, man, you're just not really. Of course, again, wishful thinking, just running amok over here with these religious people. It's like their main mode of thinking is like, I don't know, just whatever I want to think is what I want to think. I don't care about what's true. Like, it's so frustrating.
I'd say I largely agree with that. You're close with Trump. On Easter, you said Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible when he was sworn in for inauguration because, quote, maybe he affirmatively rejects what's inside that book. Do you think Trump believes in God?
Wow. Okay. Good question. Good question. I'm kind of curious as to what his answer is going to be, because now here's the thing when it comes to this sort of question being asked on a large platform such as this. Tucker knows Trump's probably going to see this. And so the intimidation just from that knowledge that Trump will possibly see this and could get mad at him and could, use his unhinged political power in ways that are very inappropriate, but ways that he's used it up until now to terrorize people that just happen to criticize him or happen to be doing their jobs, which sometimes is to investigate crimes that he happened to have done. But anyway.
Well, Trump definitely believes in the supernatural. There's no question about that. I know that. Does he believe in the Christian God? No. But he certainly is not a secular person at all.
He's a spiritual person, but then he was like, does he believe in the Christian God? No. Like, he just said that really emphatically. It was just kind of interesting to think about, just in the sense that so many Christians literally think Trump is the most Christian president ever crowned.
Definitely believes. Everyone believes, by the way. Everybody, whether they know it or not. But
go fuck yourself. My God. What a stupid thing to say. It's once you say something like that, it's almost like, okay, there's no point of even listening to anything else you got to say, because clearly you're willing to just make shit up and then just decide that everybody else thinks a thing that you want them to think or whatever. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that shit. So it's it's like me just saying, yeah, actually all Christians know that God's not real, but they just really want to see, they just really want to see grandma after they die. And so they'd rather just make it up in their mind, pretend like it's true, go through the motions and everything like that. But they know that they're just going to be worm food once they die,
Trump consciously believes. And as to the Bible question, I spent over a year not saying anything about that. But I was sitting right there. I mean, I was right in front of him at the inauguration, which was very small. It was indoors.
It's because he said he looks terrified. He does look terrified. It's like, why'd you have to ask me about the Trump thing? Okay, somebody's going to show this to him.
Sitting next to some relatives of his. Anyway, and I saw it. And Melania was there with the Bible. And no one said anything about it. But I just noticed it. I was like, and she was sitting right there. And he intentionally didn't. And by the way,
Ember said, people who frame things in generalized universals they can't know are often projecting. In this case, he knows it's all bullshit. And he thinks everyone thinks like he does. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
An inaugural swearing in, everyone knows the rules, the protocols. Put your hand on the Bible. You did it the first time. And I was really bothered by it. And he didn't put his hand on the Bible. So the only point I made was, if you didn't care, if you didn't think it was real, why would you not put your hand on the Bible? It's just a book. It doesn't have any power. It doesn't mean anything. It's like,
whoa, the Bible doesn't have power now? Dude, what is happening? It's alive, bro. Okay. That little book, it's alive. It's breathing. Okay. You could check its fucking pulse. Anyway, hold on. Deviant said, I called Tucker a Muppet lest it didn't offend Kevin. Don't want to offend Kevin. What are you, Kevin? You okay with that? You Muppet? Oh, no, Kevin's okay with that. Muppets are dumb anyway, he said, right? He's a puppet. There's a difference. Right? What's the difference? Too much to explain. All right, we'll talk about it another time. But apparently, difference between Muppets and puppets, you can call people Muppets. So, and just to clear that up, according to what is offensive to puppets. In a puppet, yeah.
Some superstition that desert people believed in 2,000 years ago. It's like it's immaterial. Just put your
desert people. Talking about them like they're the fucking sand people.
You know, I have the Bible. Who cares? But he didn't. And I was, I saw him that night. I've seen him countless times since then. I've never said anything about it to him, and I tried not to think about it again. Like, there is a process by which you ignore things that you don't like or that don't make sense or you don't want to think them. And we all do this, or I certainly do it.
Yeah, like with the Big Bang Theory, and the fact that it's like an expansion and not a bang, and you don't understand how it works at all, and so you just decide not to think about it. And you could just act like it's insane to think about it while acting like it's true in any kind of way, shape, or form.
And but then it came back to me on Easter morning. I was
Easter
at my cousin's house in Texas, hunting hogs and having a great time. And I woke up really early because it was Easter morning. We were going to go to services, and I just checked my phone and I saw that.
Why do you say it like that? Hunting hogs. Anyway, yeah, I'm a manly man. I know the beard. It comes in patchy, and it just doesn't really. I need to get some of that hair replace, maybe some plugs on my face. I don't know. Got to talk to Matt Walsh. I think he did something like that years ago.
I've ever been that offended. Not because I'm a particularly pious man. I'm certainly not a pious man. However, it is Easter. I mean, it's like our main holiday of the world's biggest religion, and you're comparing yourself.
Is that their main holiday? I feel like that's like the least main holiday if we're talking about Christianity, right? Like Christmas is the main holiday, right? I would think anyway. Whether either you believe that it's all about Jesus being born or a Christian saint with magical powers and a bunch of reindeers and presents that he gives out. A German saint, right? I think it's a German. Is it German or anyway?
To Jesus or swearing or what? Calling for the murder of innocents on Easter morning? Take a break, dude. Out of respect for the world's biggest religion, right? And the majority religion.
Take a break, man. Maybe don't be calling for like genocidal ends of civilization on Easter. That was just like, where it was just so goddamn unhinged. You're just like, what is happening, man? Like, they got mad at Obama for wearing a tan fucking suit. A tan suit. No, he makes the White House look like a joke. Like, what even is this? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing just to, a tan suit president just walking around in front of people who have eyes that can see him. This is great. Trump's calling for like, we will end your civilization with bombs. And your whole civilization, including children, women, kids, hospitals, churches. We don't get civilization. My God.
In your own country. It was an intentional provocation. And so it just evoked that memory of him not putting his hand in the Bible. And no, but he's very superstitious. I don't know if that's even the right word. He's a believer in supernatural power. Strong.
Hold on. He's a believer in supernatural power. Oh, okay. Good. That clears it up then. Like, what the fuck? Crucian said, denial ain't a river in Egypt. Duck. Okay. Is that how the saying goes? I was just thinking about that saying the other day. And I'm like, how does that go? Like, what do you say? Something about, denial, right? But you go, that's not just, I thought it was, that's not just a river in Egypt. That's funny. Is that the whole? Is that actually how the phrase goes? Like the common turn of phrase. Speaking of which, why do we say turn of phrase? It's crazy, right? That's turn of phrase. What?
That they all are. They all are. The most religious people in the world are the people who lead countries. They're under the most pressure, the most is at stake. Like they thought this through. I'm not saying they're all Baal worshipers or Satanists, or I'm not saying that, but they believe that they're living out a destiny, that there's a plan, that there is a power they can draw from. They experience that. I've seen it. And then some.
Who are you saying? Trump? You're talking about Trump right now? But he said all leaders believe that they're, and then he's like, I'm not saying they're all Baal worshipers. First of all, the correct pronunciation is Baal. Okay, get it right. Read the God's Propaganda book by Kip Davis. But like I'm so confused by just the way that he's talking about this. He's just saying like all leaders, like, and don't get me wrong, I think I understand what he's saying. It almost sounds like what he's saying is people with enormous amounts of power and responsibility over like a society or whatever. They think of things like in more spiritual terms or whatever, because they have to think that they were granted this power by something outside of them. A lot of times, I mean, the whole Russian like oligarchs and whatnot of the past, like their whole thing was that they were elected by God. Like God was what gave them their kingship or whatever. So maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't understand how the whole Baal worship thing comes into it, but anyway.
Some cases they are like involved in rituals. I've never seen that, but I think that's true. But in most cases,
they never invite me to the rituals and stuff. I think they're afraid I'm gonna like broadcast it, do some kind of news press release about it or some shit.
I don't think they're like going downstairs to sacrifice a goat at the pentagram. I don't think that, but I think they think they can speak reality into existence. I've definitely seen that with Trump as well, where, your words have magic power. They're incantations. If you say it enough, it becomes true. Like they definitely believe stuff like that because it's true, by the way. And they're right. They're absolutely right. Those powers are real. Anyone who's lived long enough has experienced that power, that supernatural power that enters the human body and heart and change.
Okay, but I mean, that's just dominatrix Nikki Nails, okay? And she's just, you're right. Once that power enters you, battery powered too, by the way, vibrated anyway,
Changes us. Has anyone who's lived long enough has spoken words that seem to come from nowhere? Who hasn't had that experience? When you live long enough, and if you speak enough, you will have that experience.
What, man?
Anyone who's lived long enough has spoken words that seem to come from nowhere.
Spoken words.
Who hasn't had that experience? When you live long enough, and if you speak enough, you will have that experience where all of a sudden you say something you've never thought of before.
You say, what the fuck is he talking about? I mean, couldn't we argue that that's how all words are? I mean, what do you mean? Like they all just come from somewhere. I just say stuff that you don't know where it came from. Like, what do you mean where it came from, dude? Like you just didn't expect yourself to say something? Really? What the fuck are you talking about?
You have an insight that didn't come to you, that came through you.
Oh,
it's happened to me many times. And I think it's happened to most people who are honest and think about it a little bit.
Or you're just a person that's thinking, and sometimes you go, man, that was a good one. That was a good thought. Are you saying like where do your thoughts come from? Because like they're just sort of like randomly, your brain just randomly creates these things, dude. And some of them are completely insane. Some of them are reasonable, rational, and some of them are just neutral. They're just nothing. And it's, but that's what your brain does. It generates thoughts. Like they don't come from it. They come from your brain. That's what it does. Sometimes the thoughts that it generates are really cool and like, oh shit, that was actually pretty deep. But like, it's just your brain generating shit. It's not like it came from a fucking magic. Like, what is he? Just does he think there's like a little magical thought generator in there? Like, there's gotta be like a little thought portal in your brain. Otherwise, where do the thoughts come from?
And certainly our leaders, because they are under enormous pressure. And when you're under that much pressure, things come into stark relief. You don't float through life when you're running a country. Like it's one hyper intense moment to the next. And so like the most intense moment you've ever had in your life or I've ever had in my life, that's like a Wednesday morning for them.
Is this? Oh, okay. So I guess this is the full one, huh? Because this was what? Oh, this was just an 8-minute clip. Interesting. Okay.
And so they're hyper aware of this stuff.
Hyper aware of this actual stuff. So is this on his channel or the other channel? Because it seemed like that kid wasn't doing a whole lot of talking there, right? Like it was the majority, the Tuckums just kind of going off, right? About utter nonsense. What? Jesus, how crazy. All right, where are we at here? You gotta be kidding. Elon Musk delivers emotional message on humanity's future. I highly doubt that. I don't know why, but I really don't think Elon can say anything emotional at all. Sorry. Biblical scholar destroys the chosen. No more Tucker. I gotta stop. Okay. It's like, of course, now I just watch a video. Don't you hate how that works? It's like you watch one video and then it's just like blah, 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 like just a million different things come up from that one place. Like, dude, I watched one fucking video. What the hell? Jesus. Dude, there was something too. I know what I wanted to watch because we just watched maybe I'll do like a Patreon thing or something. We just watched the Frog Princess, right? And I could have sworn because I could just hear his little voice in my ear as we're watching that movie. And because I think I saw it was Ben Shapiro. He there it is. He reacted to that movie or walks you through the plot and it says how stupid and bad it is because everybody's too black or whatever the fuck, and I was wondering, I was like, man, I should go back and watch that before they remove it due to their entire network actually collapsing, but fully to where they're like, we got to remove all the content. Here's nothing. We have lost all of our money. We don't have the servers to keep it up anymore. Proud to be an American. Pierce Morgan's USA 250 page. The shortest book in the Bible hides something disturbing. Okay. Here's what historians will never tell you about Charles Darwin. What, he was racist? Yeah, we already know that. Walmart goes full Muslim. Ban this now. Love how the freedom of speech people are always the ones talking about fucking banning every little thing they don't like, some of which are literally protected by the goddamn Constitution, like people having the right to their religion. Jesus Christ. The case against certainty. I feel like we're pretty well versed on that. Oh God, this lady is completely insane. So fucking funny. I wish there was more like demons. Where's all the demon shit that's usually all over my feed, man? What the hell? 3 true shifter stories. Okay. Maybe we can do that for a second. Do you remember this guy? L.A. Marzulli. Emily Martin, filmmaker. Go fuck yourself. Look, I got a skeleton. It's a Nephilim head. I got a giant's head, man. So it's. We are living in days of chaos. Okay, he's getting a little bit much, y'all. Maybe tone it down a bit, okay? What is this, the movie 2012? Get the fuck out of here. What is this?
Supernatural world is real.
Jesus, okay. Oh, man, he's taking my colors. He's a big fan of the Hulk or Green Goblin. It's hard to say which, direction. Or Joker, for that matter. A lot of characters actually have the green and purple for some reason.
Surrounds us. Sometimes it manifests to people like you and me. Folks, I think the veil is thin. Story that came in, I can't vet the story, but it reminds me of another story that I've heard years ago. And I will tell you that after I read this account. Okay. The person that sent it will remain anonymous. And I get that. But stuff is happening. People are seeing things. People are having encounters. And we need to talk about it. This is a safe place for people to come, and that's why people come and shoot me emails like this. That's try to get a hold of me. I don't have time to reach out to every single email I get. Please understand that. So we're kind of passing that off to other people to kind of screen some of them. I get a lot of spam, a lot of crazy stuff. I went with this story because I believe the person that wrote it. It reminds me of another story that I heard years ago, as I said. So we'll get into that first. A word from our very trusted sponsor.
New research confirms what millions of people have quietly suspected. Your body's natural GLP-1 production declined with age. And it starts earlier than most
Okay, man. Damn. Barely said anything. We had like that really loud, weird, like emotionally intense music intro, and then 2 seconds worth of like actual content, and then boom, straight to selling his bullshit supplements, because of course it's supplements.
Definitely noticed folate to help reduce calories.
How long do you
actually?
Oh my god!
And here's the web VIP coaching for life before it expires.
How long is this ad? Is this the whole fucking thing? Oh god, that was like
Facebook and all.
Those are 10 seconds at a time. That means that was like at least like a minute and a half. Jesus,
all this stuff, and she just does a great job. So she'll, Rachel will throw me all these different topics, and sometimes I have to look them up. Most of the time I don't, and I'll just do like a minute little blurb, as it were, 60-second commentary on what she's giving me. And here's today's. It's only a minute long, and we'll get into this account. I think you'll find it disturbing. I know I did, but this is what we do here. Supernatural world is real.
We do disturbing stuff. Okay, hey, it's just what I'm into. All right, don't get mad at me. Favorite movie: Faces of Death. Not the new one, like the old VHS ones. Yeah.
Well, here's today's short. Thank you, Rachel.
It was for entertainment purposes only. The question is this: can they clone
Is he sharing
Nephilim DNA? That's a really good question. I know the picture that I took out in the Catalina Island Museum showed a 9-foot skeleton, 9 feet. That's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, 9-foot skeleton. Whoa, damn. Yeah, that's.
What happened to the bones? We don't know.
Oh, we lost them. Shit. We had the evidence. It was right there, and they took them. You ever seen X-Files? Yeah. Just like the smoking man, constantly just smoking, he did that too, but constantly just stealing all of our alien evidence.
What happened to the giant bones that were found all throughout the Midwest? We don't know.
Stolen. Yeah, they were taken by the Illuminati or what is this picture? They were taken down to tubes that they filled up water with, like the kind that Luke Skywalker was in after he got attacked by the snow monster. So anyway,
powers that be know where those bones are, Is it possible to coax DNA from that? Of course it is. What are they doing with it? Who knows? The late Russ Dizdar would say they are breeding super soldiers. Russ may be right. We don't know. What about the Kandahar Giant? Allegedly, that was bundled up and shipped off to where? The United States. What do you think they did with that?
They cloned it and used it for super soldier serum so that the Red Skull, a few decades late or whatever, but still, the Red Skull can make some super soldiers or something.
Again, all I can say is this: there's a hidden history that's been deliberately obfuscated from the peoples of the world.
Bubbles.
The UFO phenomena was.
It's like, whoa, all the bubbles. Right, hey. My hands are huge, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Does he have an extra finger? No, it's just the size of the hand is absurd.
Pressed down until 2017, the Commander David Fravor was the first rung on the ladder of disclosure, and that opened up the floodgates. I am L.A. Marzulli.
God, I love this guy. Just the way he thought, I am. It's like he just ended it. You're just like, what? I am L.A. Marzulli. And this is Cold Case. You have the films.
A lot of stuff comes across my desk. A lot of stuff. There was a man that we had on the show years ago, and I'll kind of run with the story as a primer to sort of set the stage. And again, folks, this is, I don't go looking for this stuff. People have testimonies and they come to me. Why am I so interested in it? Because the Bible is full of it. Absolutely.
I know. I think the Bible's full of it too. That's right. Full of shit.
Absolutely filled with supernatural accounts. I mean, do you think when Jesus is fasting for 40 days and then Satan himself appears, turn the stones to bread, then takes him to a high place, then takes him over to the Temple Mount, then brings him back? That's by location. How does he get from point A to the high place where he sees all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time? That's called time travel.
Wow. That's impressive. Now, I've not heard too many pastors really pick apart the time travel aspect of the part of, what was it, Matthew or whatever, when it takes him up to the high place, and he's like, I'll give you all the kingdoms of the earth if you just bow down and worship me. And Jesus said, don't test God or something. I can't remember exactly, but he said, don't test God, right? That was the thing. Or man does not live by bread alone. That was one of the things he said. What did he say up the top of the thing? I can't remember.
And it's literal. He's seeing all that. So what we're looking at is absolutely incredible. How does he go from the high place over to the Temple Mount? Throw yourself down. Angels will come and save you. No, that we're not doing that. And then back, and then finally angels do show up and minister to the Lord. I mean, it is absolutely high strangeness all day long. Are we the people that believe in floating axe heads, talking donkeys, men that walk on water, word of us changing the wine? What about the magicians? When Moses comes down and Aaron throws his staff down, the magicians do exactly the same thing. I wrote about this in Countermove, how the Nephilim returned after the flood.
I love how he uses that. This is like he repeats this. This is something that he says really often, and you know why he says it? Because he's like, you can't tell me I'm wrong. You can't tell me that there's not time travel in the fucking New Testament story where the devil takes Jesus up to the high point so we could see all the nations of the earth or whatever. You can't tell me that's not time travel. Are we not the people that believe in floating axe heads and talking donkeys? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. I'm right. You can't say I'm wrong about stuff. Otherwise, nothing's right in that book, because it's all insane. It's great. It's so funny. It's like he doesn't realize how much of an atheist case he's making when he makes these arguments.
Not making it up. So the supernatural world is real. It completely surrounds us. And here's the first story from memory. So this,
yeah, exactly. Are we the ones that believe in silly stuff? Yes, we are. So you got to think the things I'm saying too, because they're silly as well. Think my thing. Just do it.
This guy's a construction worker, and I could call him up through a mutual acquaintance and have a
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. You could do it. Yeah, right. I don't believe you. Do it. Do it.
and come back on the show and tell it. But suffice it to say that this will work. So he's a construction guy. It's lunchtime, and he and his buddy hop in this man's pickup truck, and they drive to a fast food place.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Everybody hop in. We're going to, 7-Eleven most of the time. Depends where you're doing your work, but when you're doing, I was installing pipes into houses and everything. So anyway, so we were like way out in the boot. 7-Eleven. That was it. That's all we had. And that was before they started having pizza too, by the way. So yeah, hot dogs. That's it. That's what we got. And big gulp things. That's it. That's all we got.
No matter which fast food
Bullshit.
place it is. So they get there, they order from window 1. Now they're at window 2, ready for the pickup.
Right.
So he looks over, a middle-aged woman is there, whatever, maybe like early 40s, and he gets the bag from her and hands it over to his buddy. Now he turns back, he's waiting for his bag of food.
Yeah.
So it goes like this, and they look at each other, and her face shapeshifts. Half of it's human, the other half is an alien face.
Alien
Iridescent
face.
skin.
Fucking
And she
fast food workers. I knew it. That little creepy voice coming out of that little box. Why did they want to? Who would want to have that job and talk through a little speaker box of aliens? That's who. Okay, I have no idea where I'm going with that.
He stops. They both look at each other. She covers her face and runs away from the window.
The alien lady. Got it. Okay, yeah. So she's like, oh shit, they could see my alien faceness. My alien faceness.
Man is completely, utterly stunned by what he's just seen.
And you believe all of this, right? You don't think there's any issues with this story at all? No? You don't think there's any problems with it?
That's the first one. This happened, the one I'm about to tell you now is years before that one. And this is how it goes. There's a man, he's in his van, and he's driving to work. In front of him is a car with an elderly couple. So it's like a grandpa driving, grandma in the front seat. They're together. Behind them in the back seat are 2 small children. Doesn't think anything of it, right?
Right.
So they come up to a stoplight, and the van pulls up, 10 feet behind the car.
Hold on. Can you do the thing with your hands again? I don't know. Where's the stoplight? Show me your hands. Where are the hands? Where's the stoplight? Use your microphone. Have your microphone be the stoplight, and then your hands can be the cars. Just do the thing again.
And he's just looking at the people, not expecting anything. The grandmother, according to his account, and I talked to this guy who was completely freaked out. And I mean completely freaked out.
She mutates into an 8-foot tall film, and then just starts kicking cars like they're bowling pins, just flying up. That's my prediction. You all have you want to put down your predictions for what's going to happen?
So he's looking at the car, and the grandmother turns, and as she's turning, her whole face shapeshifts into what we would call a gray, just like the gray, the stag in the trailer for Spielberg's new movie, where we see the stag eye, and that eye shapeshifts, and it's a gray.
I don't even remember that part of the trailer. I guess I've not watched that trailer as closely as he clearly has, but okay.
So I take great umbrage in that, because the gray is presenting itself as a warm, fuzzy, friendly.
Wait, what? It's the
and that eye shapeshifts, and it's a gray. So I take great umbrage in that, because the gray is presenting itself as a warm, fuzzy, friendly animal that this little 5 or 6-year-old girl, right, is going to follow into the gingerbread house, which is actually a UFO.
What the fuck is happening? Ed, that is way weirder than what I was going to say. I was literally saying, like, it's going to get real big and start kicking. And he just went off onto like some kind of completely delusion. I mean, not delusion, but like incoherent rambling. I mean, what the fuck was he talking about? Where was there a giant gingerbread house in this story? Wasn't there? I thought they were saying there were just people in the car in front of him. Hold on, did I miss a part?
That's called as a warm, fuzzy, friendly animal that does.
Hold on, what?
Shape shifts, and it's a gray. So
what?
The stag in the trailer for Spielberg's new movie, where we see the stag eye, and that eye shape shifts, and it's a gray. So I take great umbrage in that, because the gray is presenting itself as a warm, fuzzy, friendly animal that this little 5 or 6 year old girl, right, is going to follow into the gingerbread house, which is actually a UFO.
Are we talking about the movie trailer right now, or is he still talking about the fucking story that he sounds like he forgot he was telling? He got distracted, and now he's just talking about the movie trailer. Where was there a fuzzy creature? Like, I thought he was talking about the person, the lady was like turned, and then her face was a shapeshifter, and that's it. What the fuck?
That's called deception. And somehow that's given a pass of the Spielberg's movie, but I digress. So
okay, so he was digressing. Yeah, that's called deception, you evil aliens. Hello, Spielberg. That's supposed to be what bad people do. What the hell?
He is completely, utterly stunned by what he's looking at. She turns and looks at the kids. The face is completely changed. And then she looks up and makes eye contact with the driver, my witness who saw this thing. He's absolutely floored by what he's seeing. There's nothing in his wheelhouse to even get his head around it.
Isn't it possible? I mean, and fuck possible. Isn't it like way more probable that you just didn't know what exactly you were looking at, you know, that there was some other something involved with somebody having something on their face or something, and you just didn't know what you're looking at, and so it freaked you out, and like you're just like, what the hell is that? And then you go, oh, her face shape shifted because I didn't know she had some kind of, I don't know, mask on or something. You know, it's one of those driving masks where they put the little, she had like, it was like the red light, they shine the red light on their face to like cure their skin or something. Maybe she had it on maybe she had it on one of those, and you have the little weird looking glasses that you use in like tanning salons and stuff. Anyway, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, there could be 1.5 billion different explanations that are far more likely to be true, given just, you know, like just simply based on things that we know definitely exist rather than things that we don't know definitely exist. Like everything he seems to conclude constantly is just always shit that nobody has any evidence for like existing or at all. Like there's no real concrete evidence, yet we have concrete evidence of people being mistaken a lot. Like holy shit, we have evidence of that. But that couldn't possibly be it, right?
Nothing. This is like a new, and for me too, for everyone, it would be a brand new experience. What do you do with that? You're watching someone shapeshift just like the stag. That's why I'm using it, because that's in modernity right now. That's in the movie theaters. There's the stag, and it's warm and fuzzy. Oh, that's
no fucking idea what stag you're talking about, dude. And first of all, stags are not a warm and fuzzy creature. It's like a big ass fucking cow, right? Isn't a stag a cow? Like, Jesus.
Follow the stag, the friendly deer, the friendly stag, and see where.
Or a deer. It's a deer, not a damn. But you know, those things can fuck you up, dude. Okay, you do not want to get too close. Okay, especially if you smell like something they don't like, you're getting gored like a lot. And those things are a lot bigger than you think. You know, when you see them pictured next to a person, way bigger. Okay.
Goes, oh, not so fast, citizen. Look at that eye. Yeah. And there's the gray. Unbelievable. Deception 101. So the lights change.
Deception 101. Turn into a stag. Throws everybody off. Okay. So even kids. And then you got to take them to gingerbread house. I know it makes sense if you don't think about it.
And the car in front of this guy in the van with the grandma that's just shapeshifted.
A type of buck. I got you. Thank you.
Completely changes. Just she was not the grandma anymore. Okay, and the car speeds away, and he's frozen. he can't process, and frankly,
What's up, Alex?
He can't process what he's just.
What's up, dude? It's funny. I didn't get a chance to chat or whatever, but I was just watching you the other day, talking about some stuff. It's pretty cool. It's still kicking it, dude. I love it. Oh yeah, what's going on?
Scene. He's trying to get his head around it. Frankly, he can't. Al Matthews in our 10 DVD box set.
Oh,
he's in the very first one and also in the abduction one.
Oh, in the abduction one too.
There's a woman
in both of them. What the fuck?
Al's
Wait, you can't reuse stories like that, dude. That feels like that's messing with the data a little bit. You're kind of like reusing the same stories, seems, you know?
Professional mover. There's a woman who just came in from Kuwait.
Well, depending upon what you're talking about, I'm a professional mover. I can do the boob shake. I need boobs, obviously, but you know, if I had them, right, I'll get them when I get older, right? Once I retire, I think they're really going to come in nicely. You can, anyway.
Large shipping container full of furniture, and they're in the elevator together, and they go up together. And Al's never met this woman before. And she leans over, she goes, "They're listening, Al." And Al goes, "Who's listening?" And she goes, "You know, the Greys. You and I were supposed to meet on the ship. I know you've been taken many times, and so have I."
Alex, he's talking about you. Dude, wait, you never told us that you were on an elevator with a lady talking about how you gotta, what did you just say? I forgot, I already lost it.
Now it's weeks later, and Al has given this woman his phone number. And in the film, I go, "Mistake number one." And she's like calling him every single night, trying to hook up with Al. But Al has a girlfriend, so he doesn't do it. So one day after work, he goes over. Okay, whatever. And she's there, not at her place, but at a friend's house, supposedly. And they're drinking wine out of these huge goblets. And he sits down, and she has these dark glasses which like wrap around her eyes like this. And
wrap around glasses.
There's a fly that lands.
It's the worst. I hate wrap around glasses. It's like they're worn by like the worst people, you know.
In the cup, on the edge of the cup. And Al goes, "I'll get it." And she goes, No, I got it. And she reaches down with her finger, and let's say I'll just use this as a prop. So let's say this is the edge of the glass. There's the fly. So she reaches down, the fly sticks to her index finger. She's not grabbing it, sticks to her index finger, and she brings it up. She doesn't eat it. She sucks it in from about 6 inches away. How's that even possible? How is that even possible?
How is it even possible that you literally believe this? Like, you actually think if somebody tells the story, and it's funny too, because like you know people that have told stories like this, and you know, half the time I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure. But like in my brain, I'm like, yeah, bullshit. That's not at all what happened. I'll tell you what fucking happened. She did stick her finger on it, whatever, and then it fell off, and he thought that it got sucked up because he didn't focus on where the thing was, or something like that. You know, again, some kind of mistake that your brain and his brain goes, "Oh, she must have sucked it into her face." That's the reasonable thing to conclude here.
Then she takes off the glasses, which she had. Al has never seen her without these wraparound dark glasses, and she goes over to Al and sits on his lap. Mistake number two.
What?
And when she,
yeah, you do not sit on alien laps. Okay, their member is far. Well, it's like a pine cone. Okay, and that hurts. All right, so you do not. They don't. Let me put it this way: Greys do not do lap dances. Okay, and they would have poked butts just all over the place. All right, just pine cone butts. Talking just, you know, lots of little.
He leans over to kiss Al. Al pushes her away, and her eyes go twing. Her eyes shape shift.
Oh,
I just gave you 3 accounts.
3 accounts? Is that the right word? You're gonna do me 3 things? You mean 3 claims? There you go. 3 claims. Let's not use accounts, okay? Because typically aren't like accounts like, backed up by something usually, right? Don't they have like accounts that then that have like corroboration and shit like that? Isn't that what makes it an account? So to call these accounts just feels really wrong,
One of the Val Matthews is in our film.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
The veil is thinning. The supernatural world surrounds us. So let's get into this. I think you'll find this interesting. Hello, I want to remain anonymous because what I ultimately have to share is quite sensitive. I also do not wish to be on the show, but I wanted to reach out because I believe LA might be the only person who consider what I'm about to say to be true and pass along the message. My experience, it was winter.
Dude, I can already tell. Is this Dave? This is Dave doing this from Captive Desk. I know what I'll do. I'll write into him and I'll say that I got to be anonymous, right? And I'm going to make him read this insane nonsense and he'll believe every word of it because, it's LA Marzulli, right? I guarantee it's either Dave or like somebody else just fucking with them.
Around 2010, I was on my way to church in Mobile, Alabama. It was evening. I was at a Giant. That's like one of those stores down south. Very well lit intersection. And I was the first car stopped at the red light because the light had just turned red. So now we see details, which is always good.
Yeah, the details about stopping at red lights after they've turned red, man. You got to have that. Otherwise, the story might be bullshit.
As a truck from the other side on my left slowly drove through the intersection, a normal-looking human man on the passenger side, pale skin, red checkered long-sleeve shirt, dark brown hair, and a mustache turned his head and looked directly at me. As he turned, his being completely shape-shifted. His head became larger, hair went away, nose sunk in, mouth protruded all the while. He turned a dark greenish with dirty-looking brownish green scales. His eyes were bright.
What the fuck did you take, dude? Don't take that stuff, man. You gotta be at home or like a really comfortable place when you take shrooms. You can't just be out driving around, man. That's just not safe for anybody, dude.
Yellow, with a black slit, and his brow area was enlarged, like he had a bone underneath with knobs. So once again, we see a lot of detail here.
Like a what? Wait, a bone with knobs?
Eyes were bright yellow, with a black slit, and his brow area was enlarged, like he had a bone underneath with knobs. So once again, we see a lot of detail here.
And his brow? Wait, his brow? I'm sorry.
Bright yellow, with a black slit, and his brow area was enlarged, like he had a bone underneath with knobs. So what
the fuck is that? I don't understand any of the thing. Like his brow was like a boon brow. Boon brows. I never heard of those.
Once again, we see a lot of detail here.
Yeah.
The worst was his hands.
It's so funny. He's the one of those people. You ever like somebody tell a lie, and they have that kind of understanding of like, hey, lies are always vague, which is not true. I don't know where people get that from. Like what he's saying here, like, oh, there's a lot of details, therefore it had to be true. And you could tell they're lying and they're just like making up details. And it's just like way too many. You're like, okay, why are you saying so many? Oh, because none of this is true. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Totes. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But like, they just keep telling you all the details, and and the color of the vehicle, and they'll tell you like they remember everything, like they're a fucking person like they're like a bartender on like one of those MSI type show, SVU type shows, Criminal Intent, whatever, all those type of shows. Some type of bartender like remember everything and all the fucking details. Yeah, I came in at 7:05, 7:06. Yep, blue shirt. She was wearing a pink shirt, and he had denim jeans on. Yep, dungarees actually. Yep. She had some of the
which became so large and long with curved fingernails, claws appeared that were dark brownish. As his arm was resting in the window, part of the truck, they were going so slow because the light had just turned green for their traffic. So I got a really good look at this thing. He looked directly at me and I gasped. I never forgotten that. It looked like reality glitch, like in the Matrix. I think that's what she's referring to, this person's referring to.
It looked like reality glitched.
I was completely saved.
Can we get somebody? We need to get a hold of his. How do you write to him? I need to tell him one of my experiences that is totally not made up and is totes absolutely real. I wonder how you would do it too. I wonder if you like get halfway through. Oh, okay. This is somebody making fun of me. All right. Next piece of mail that I got. It also looks like does he print out his emails? Is that what he's doing? He's like holding an actual piece of paper. He prints them out. It's like, nah, but I need to be holding something, okay? I really want to look like I'm a night one of those night what are they called? Nighttime TV hosts or whatever, like the Tonight Show type thing where they hold the pieces of paper and that means it's very official when they tell the next
True
joke.
Christian, love Jesus with all my heart. I even had a part-time job at the church and would spend time alone in the sanctuary during the week when it was empty, praying and seeking the Lord. I was very
they're also Christian. That's a surprise.
Very innocent in my faith. Fast forward to 2019, I was not in church at all or living like a Christian and was heavily involved in the New Age. I know there is a debate on once saved, always saved, and I still don't know for sure what the answer is, but I was certainly saved at the time I saw the lizard being. I tell you this because the video I'm going to share is more recent, where I summoned a UFO.
You know how you can summon demons? Check it. I did that shit with the UFO, bro. Okay? You're never going to believe it. You're never going to believe it. Oh, when something like that.
I didn't look at that. Please forgive me when you hear what I say. In the video, I am so embarrassed. I rededicated my life and my heart to Jesus in 2021, and that's when I learned what lizard people are.
I'm sorry, that's not. I didn't see that. I didn't see that one coming. Look, and I'm so ashamed to say that, and I have since rededicated my life to Jesus Christ, because when I found out about the Lord Jesus Christ, that's when I learned to lizard people. So yeah, I know. Yeah, all the crazy stuff went together hand in hand. As soon as I started loving Jesus, lizard people everywhere. I know. They're probably the demons that are mad that I'm a Christian now. So now all the people around me are lizard ones.
All this to say, I need an email address because I wanted to tell you something that happened recently, and I won't go into what happened recently. There's some things I just won't go into here. They're just too hot to even talk about.
Too hot. Too hot to handle. That's what I say.
But the reason why I bring this up and allowed it to come on the show is because I've heard this before.
Yeah.
The grandma that turns around and the whole face shit.
Yeah.
The whole face shape shifts.
The whole face shit. It's like here I was like, oh no, shit, I can't say shit. I gotta fix this right now.
Sorry about that, folks.
I said a swearsies, and I did not mean to.
You know, Al Matthews, the eyes shape shift, reaching up for that bag of food at a convenience or at a fast food place.
Yeah.
And half the face goes iridescent and alien looking. How is it even possible? Look.
It's not. That's why it's not true. And it's either somebody making something up or somebody extremely mistaken.
Dr. David Jacobs' book is Walking Amongst Us. If you have not got that book, do your homework, folks.
Do your fucking, why don't you do my homework for me? You ever think of that? Huh?
By the way, I don't know where this is going to air, but tomorrow is the 30th. You can still rent for 99 cents any one of our films. So you can rent number 4, right? On Abductions for 99 cents. And then if you want to, you can.
Wait, so what? You just forego like the whole just selling stuff thing, and you're like, I'll rent it to you for 99 cents. You can send it back though. God damn it. Okay, we will be sending you an envelope with pre-stamped. Okay, so I don't want to hear anything about that shit. Pre-stamped with a little sleeve to fit the DVD, and then send that shit back. It's like, what are you, Netflix from 1990? When did Netflix? 2008. Yeah.
You can go to number 5, right, which is on Academy List. It's number 6 on Crop Circles. So you can watch each film for 99 cents. It's going to go back up July 1st. I do have something to talk about.
I'm sorry, you can't rent that one. That one's actually out. It's rented out at the moment. We only have the one copy of each thing. That's sort of why we do the renting thing, as I can't afford to buy all the stuff to sell stuff, so we just rent it. So you're just gonna have to wait until he sends it back. We're kind of like a library around here, okay, or as I like to pronounce them, library.
We're going to do a special sale on Rungs of Disclosure that will come up this week.
Oh.
Every book will be autographed. We're going to go half price with a bonus DVD.
Well, shit, I got it autographed by you or by the aliens, because that would be even cooler. Can I get one with both you and the aliens? What do their signatures look like? They look weird.
That's this week. The sale will go up on Friday, limited time. We're trying to reduce our inventory, and
that's what it is.
We're opening up an Amazon store. So we're in a state of flux right now. I'm doing a lot of interviews. Specific.
God, I love that he's got you can't see it. You can't see it until he turns to the side. But when he turns to the side, he's got a mullet, and a pretty big one at that. It's like, dude, just clip right there. But I think he likes it. I think he's like, that's pretty cool. That's sort of my look. I've had it since the late 70s, and I'm sticking to it.
With Runs of Disclosure, I'll be on Jim Baker's show tomorrow.
Oh, God.
I fly down with Daystar.
What? Jim Baker still has a show? I could have sworn that show was just done forever ago. Holy shit. All right, we're going to have to watch that. Gonna have to figure out how to find it. But, oh, my God, that's going to be great. God, I haven't seen Jim Baker in forever, dude. I used to make fun of that guy constantly. Cool. Maybe I can get him in my algorithm again, because that'd be wonderful.
On the 6th and record on the 7th, and then come home that night.
You don't have to say that part. You can just say the other stuff.
And then after that, I am at Media Day, July 27th in Orlando with Charisma. And then
and of course he's here with me in Florida. Just in case you were wondering, where the fuck does this guy live? Florida. Because of course he fucking does.
Of course, the Alaskan cruise. So lots going on, and it's just, and
yes, he's still alive too, and still has a show apparently.
In the midst of that, a lot of interviews on Skype and Zoom and all these other platforms on YouTube. 34 films, 16 books. The number 16 was just finished, and it will be handed off, meeting our deadline on June 30th. Which is tomorrow, and Sonda Allison.
June 30th? Oh, okay. It's not that. We're not that far behind, but we're behind.
My wonderful editor, we've been together 10 years, and she's edited all of the books from 10 years ago to the present day.
Does your wife know that you have this little side thing going on? You've been together with her for that long? I mean, I feel like you need to disclose that to her. All right, Jill, thanks. I know I don't even know where to go half the time from this because it's so absurd, the stuff he's saying. But thanks so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate you watching and having fun. Hey, what's up, Big John? I didn't even see you come in. What's going on? So if you decide that religion is not for you, then we can pray. Then we pray that you suffer a quick and speedy journey to hell. Yeah, no, that's I don't pray that, but looks like Big John does. So anyway, all right, Jill. Thanks again for hanging out. I really do appreciate the support. If you want to support the show in any other way, all of the ways to do that are listed here. And, the main thing is to stay logical, stay loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time. Hey, I'm Brently, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go.